Two lanes of the Bay Bridge are now open as hundreds of law enforcement officers work to clear a massive protest that brought the morning commute to a standstill. And we're just learning from UCSF that it blocked transplant organs, patients, and staff from getting to the hospital. Thanks for being here for Midday Live. I'm Julian Glover.
And I'm Gloria Rodriguez. Most of those protesters are now gone, but some of the cars that they used to block all lanes of the bridge now remain, leaving hundreds of drivers stuck in their cars with no place to go.
It is going to take a while to get this situation back to normal. ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland has been following the events and joins us from the span. Lena, finally some relief for those drivers that are beginning to make their way across the Bay Bridge into San Francisco behind you.
Yeah, finally some relief, Julian. This is the moment that drivers that have been stuck here on the Bay Bridge for more than 3 hours now have been waiting for. 2 lanes of traffic right next to us have reopened, lane 4 and 5. So we're finally starting to see a steady flow of traffic just slowly moving through this area. That's a great thing because it's been more than 3 hours of a complete standstill. Now, protesters blocked everybody from crossing the bridge this morning about halfway through before you get to Treasure Island. They blocked it, laying down in the middle of the freeway, also getting out of their cars, abandoning them to hold their demonstration. They are calling for a ceasefire in Gaza and not just a humanitarian pause. Now, only in the past 15 minutes, we saw CHP quickly pull over one of these cars as they were leaving and arrested possibly 4 to 6 people. An officer on scene told us they were identified as protesters. So some of these cars are being stopped as officers are identifying people. CHP just moved us over 1 lane because they said they are preparing to quickly reopen at least 1 more lane, and media has been told to clear this area as soon as possible. Now, CHP has said more than 50 people a part of this demonstration have been arrested so far. That has made a huge impact for drivers trying to get to work, to the APEC CEO Summit, and even to SFO this morning. We talked to one driver who was pretty frustrated because he said sitting in traffic for 2 hours made him miss his flight. Let's take a listen. Hey, sir, can you talk to me? How are you feeling?
Well, I missed my flight about a half an hour ago.
You missed your flight?
Yeah, I did.
SFO?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Tucson.
What is this like for you?
Sympathy and a little bit pissed off. Kind of a combination. I understand their plight and certainly admire it, but wish I'd gone further.
And obviously, a lot of drivers can relate to what that driver has just said. He is frustrated, but also sympathetic to what many of the people out here were demonstrating for, calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, just moments ago, while that soundbite was airing, we heard from a CHP official who said they're going to give us a ride back to our live track, which is parked all the way on Treasure Island. They're trying to clear media out of this area on the Bay Bridge so they can get it reopened. We don't have a clear estimate of what time it will fully reopen, but that is a very positive sign that they're trying to get all of us physically off this bridge so they can get all of this traffic into San Francisco and also off the bridge. So for now, reporting live in San Francisco, Lena Howland, ABC 7 News.
Okay, thank you so much, Lena. Now, obviously, one of the tricky things will be getting some of those cars that are literally still parked there on the Bay Bridge off of it, so more lanes of that traffic can reopen.
Yeah, and of course we will stay with this throughout the morning here on ABC 7 and bring you the very latest as far as more of those lanes reopening.
And we also know the protests interrupted the busiest hours of the morning's commute during a day planned for the APEC Summit, where dignitaries from all around the world are making their way to San Francisco.
Drivers were stranded for hours on the Bay Bridge trying to make their way to the city. ABC 7 News reporter Ansar Hassan is there now with the reaction from those commuters. Good morning, Ansar.
Gloria, good morning. Since there remain problems on the Bay Bridge, you can see westbound 80 here in Emeryville is also closed. Emeryville police directing traffic through the area, and you see westbound 80 still stop and go. There are other people, drivers trying to get to other parts of the East Bay, they can take surface streets. Earlier, there were a few cars parked along the frontage road. Those people were waiting to get to the Bay Bridge once it reopened so they can get to San Francisco.
This is the main road. I had no idea what was happening.
Why did you come off the freeway?
Oh, well, I take the side road, and I thought I was going to be able to get back on, but it's closed.
For me, it's been hell. I go through 4 county lines, so I go through different traffics. So it takes me almost 2 hours to get to work.
Where are you headed to right now?
I'm headed right around the corner, but I come from Santa Rosa.
Okay. So the traffic has been crazy all morning.
Yeah.
How much longer has your commute been today?
Today I'm 30 minutes late.
Now I don't know how long it's going to last, and I'm obviously going to have to turn around and go back or go on BART, or I suggested to the other guy, he's like, but I have stuff, I said, maybe you could take a plane or a boat.
Now, Julian and Gloria, not everybody had that same positive attitude. Emeryville police say they don't know when this on-ramp will be reopened. They say it all depends on when the Bay Bridge is fully reopened and traffic is allowed to flow. Reporting live, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
All right, thank you so much, Ansar. And during that protest, some drivers were stuck on or near the bridge for 3 hours.
And we're looking live at the Bay Bridge on the right-hand side of your screen. We want to check in now with ABC 7 News traffic anchor Jabina Fortson for a look at how traffic is doing now. Hey, Jabina.
Hey, Julian. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. So it has been a mess. Let's get right to our traffic sensors because this will give you an idea of the speeds you'll be facing if you do need to hop on the bridge so far. So if you're traveling in the eastbound direction, you know, we've focused a lot on the westbound traffic, and understandably so. But eastbound, as you approach the Bay Bridge until you pass Treasure Island, your average speeds are going to be tracking around 9 miles per hour. And that is because we have emergency crews on both the eastbound and westbound side there. And then it says 0, and that's actually right around the Bay Bridge toll plaza. And I'll show you why in a moment. But I do want to go up to where Ansar is. So this area, 580 and also then 80 as you go through Emeryville, your average speeds will be around 11 miles per hour in that spot. Things are finally on time, though, if you're traveling westbound in Albany. But then once you pass Albany, dip into Berkeley and Emeryville, you're really going to slow down. So while I said it was 0 miles per hour there on that map, this is why. This is a live camera from the Bay Bridge toll plaza, and you can see how empty it is there. The CHP has cleared out this entire section. You will not be able to travel westbound on the Bay Bridge until further notice, until they give the all clear there. But they essentially had people turn around, Julian and Gloria, and drive out the opposite direction of traffic. And I've spoken with so many people that have lived in the Bay Area for years and have never seen that happen. So that's the latest for the bridge.
Okay, thank you so much, Jobina. Obviously a solution of desperation to try and get people off of the bridge and to where they need to be. Again, we're showing you video on the left-hand side of your screen from earlier. On the right-hand side, a live look from an Emeryville camera showing the traffic as it is now beginning to flow across the Bay Bridge. We know that 2 lanes, lanes 4 and 5, are currently open, getting people from the East Bay essentially to San Francisco. But we heard from that live report from Lena Howland that they hope to open more lanes of the Bay Bridge very shortly to get more of that traffic moving into the city.